To understand this, I want to narrate an incident. Narrated by whom? Narrated by Ayatullah Dastaghaib Shirazi. Ayatullah Dastaghaib Shirazi, probably you might not know the name, majority of you. But if I tell you one of his books, you will immediately understand this individual. Gunahan-e Kabira, Ad-Dunub al-Kabira, The Greater Sins, 3 languages, the book. Originally in Persian, translated into Arabic and translated into English, The Greater Sins. The book that outlines the Gunah Kabira, the greater sin in Islam, starts off with shirk and then goes on. The author of this book, Ayatullah Dastaghaib Shirazi, man of God, a man of piety, regarded as Shaheed Mihrab, because he was killed in the Mihrab. A bomb was placed and he was killed. He was called Dastaghaib because when that bomb flew off, one of his hands, just like Ayatollah Khamenei, one of his hands got severed and it was lost. Eventually it was then found in some place, location after the explosion, somewhere in the branches of a tree. But initially when his body was taken, his hand was gone, so he was called Dastaghaib. Dast means hand, ghaib means ghaib, not there. Dastaghaib Shirazi. He's also referred to as Shaheed Mihrab. Shaheed, who died in the Mihrab at the time of prayers. It was those time of the Shah when his mercenaries put the bomb and killed him. This Ayatullah Dastaghaib Shirazi, man of God, in Shiraz, every Thursday, Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. This Dastaghaib Shirazi, every Thursday in Shiraz, would have a nightly majlis. He would have question answer sessions. He would talk. This is we have over here. This is not something new that we are doing over here in our community. This has been going on for decades and centuries. In one of his talks, somebody comes and asks him the same question. Aga, what is the difference between them and us? They are 313. We are also individual. We follow Ali. They follow Ali. What is the difference? Aga, instead of answering them, tells him, you know what? The same question I had when I was a student studying in Najaf. Who is saying? Ayatullah Dastaghaib Shirazi. Saying, when I was in Najaf and we were students, we had the same problem. What is the difference between them and us? They become 313. Imam Ali talks about them. Names are given. Places where they will come from. Amsarahum. Amsar comes from the word Misr. Misr in Arabic means Medina, city. I know the cities from which they will come. I know the localities where they will come. Imam saying, I can see them. So what is the difference? He says, when I was a student in Najaf, the same question was plaguing me. And not just me, certain of my colleagues, students we discuss. We had this problem. We went to our teacher. They say, we also had this problem. So we need to find a solution to this. So what do? So the best person to ask is who? Imam Zamana. But Imam Zamana doesn't have a door. You knock at the door and say, yeah, Imam, we have a problem. So let's go to one of the most muttaqi persons in Najaf at that time and ask him to do that amal by means of which he can go and he can meet Imam Zamana. So they all go to this muttaqi. This Ayatullah Dastaghaib is narrating. Saying, we all went to this individual. Aga, our problem che, fala. He says this, I think this is a valid thing. Now it was, that program consisted of that. In the morning, it was a 3-day program. In the morning he had to fast. In the nights, throughout the night he has to remain awake. What certain amal that he needed to do, that we don't need to discuss. He says, okay, I'm willing to do it because it's a very important thing we need to know. We need to get to the root. What is the difference between them and us? So he says, I'm willing to take it up. He says, after a certain day, let me just mentally prepare myself and we'll start. On a certain day, he starts. From morning to evening, he's fasting. The whole night he's staying awake. It was a 3-day program. Inshallah, if God wills and Imam Zamana wanted, the Imam Zamana would come and meet him. So first day the fasting went, the night in worship, full night in worship. Next day after Sahar, after Namaz Subh, and with the rising of the sun, he rests. The whole day when he gets up, then after that, dua, ibadat, whatever the amal was. Again the second night, now he's waiting. All these individuals, all these scholars who had gone to him, you're supposed to be the most muttaqi, most parhezgar, most pious, most obedient to God, most muttaqi. We want you. The first night finishes, the first day finishes, the first night finishes, next day they reach. Any news, Imam? He says, no news. Second day started. The second day started, the full day in the fast. The night comes in ibadat. The next morning again they went. Any news? The whole day yesterday you fasted. And then now again the whole night. Any news? So no news. But the third day is remaining. Let's wait. The third day goes in fast. At Maghrib time they come again. 2.5 days. Any news? So no news. The night again, now he's in Ibadat. Half at midnight, they send the servant. Any news? No news. Half the night, 2.5 days gone, and again the half of the night. Half an hour before Namaz Fajr. Any news? Because now the third day is finishing. Any news? No news. So, Imam is not coming. Is he coming? Is he not coming? 10 minutes before Fajr. 10 minutes before Fajr. Something happens. Now they said, let's wait till Fajr. Once you have Fajr, then we will know. At the time of Fajr, they knock at his door. He opens the door weeping. Weeping. Saying, what happened? Did Imam come? He says, no, Imam did not come. Weeping. Oh, Imam did not come. Why are you crying? He says, Imam did not come, but he's given me the answer. Imam did not come, but he gave you the answer. What? He says, it was 10, 12 minutes before Namaz Subh, the third day to finish. And all of a sudden, my eyes closed. I had just finished my Namaz Subh. I was just doing my little bit of preparation for Namaz Subh, and this happened. So what happened? He says, all of a sudden, I go into a slumber. I go into sleep. Now, in my sleep, I'm dreaming. In the dreams, Imam conveyed the message to me. He says, what dream did you see? He says, I saw myself traveling on a ship. While I was going on the ship, I encountered a storm. The storm shipwrecked me. So the ship got wrecked. I was thrown into the water. I managed to hold on to one of the planks. While holding on to one of the planks, I managed to reach the shore. This is what land, what place, there's no compass, there is no something. How do I find where I am? In the wetness of the water, I come out, I'm totally astounded where I am. As I walk onto the beach, I suddenly see a group of people coming with garlands in their hands and drums beating and all making celebratory noises. And they're coming towards me. I first think, are these cannibals? Are they going to take me? Are they barbarians? Are they people of the jungle? What is happening? I was worried. There's no place to run. In front, this entire group is coming. Behind is the water. What do I do? I said, Abbas, whatever happens, let me wait. Since they come, they circle around me, they come to me, put a garland into my hair, into my neck, they hold my hand, they start beating the drums as if it's a celebratory. I said, Baba, what is wrong with you? What is this? What are you doing? Well, they welcome, you are our king. He says, our king? What king? What land is this? He says, this is a certain land in a certain area. I didn't know about this place. He says, but king, what are you talking about being a king? He says, last week, our ruler passed away. He died. And we've got a custom in this land that when the ruler dies, the successor of the ruler is the first person who's outside the community entering onto this land. You are the first person, you are our king. Oh, mashallah, I'm a king now. So they say, Abbas, take me. Where are you taking me? Taking you. Your palace. Oh, you've got a palace. I say, you're a king, man. You'll have a palace. So he takes me, they take him to the palace. So they took me, they give me a beautiful bath, beautiful royal clothes, all gold, silver, beautiful. All of a sudden I'm transformed. I'm brought to the darbar, I'm brought to the court. People say, hail the new king, hail the new king. All those things. I'm in my dream. What is happening to me? So now what has happened is that this is just one trailer. There's more things coming because you have to assume not only you're a king, you're not a titular king, you will now rule this country, this land. So, so now you sit on the throne. So I sit on the throne, they put that throne, the crown on me, and I'm just wondering, where is my life turn? It says, but this is not the end. It says, is there more to this? It says, yes. It says, what is it? It says, the king that passed away had a daughter, and our custom is that when the new king comes, he marries this daughter. No, Bana, this is good, Bana, Nur Allah, Nurna. So I get the kingship, I get the royalty, I get a royal treatment, and I get, bonuses. Says, where is this girl? But you cannot see the girl now. You cannot see the girl. You will marry her. She will be your wife. After the nikah, whatever ceremony was there, you'll be able to see. He says, but it's not a problem. When is the nikah ceremony? Well, today. Today. He says, yes, this is all fast forward. This is the new world, Bana, 21st century. Jaldi karo. The nikah takes place. Now it is nightfall. This is one day, Nightfall. The nikah has taken place. After the nikah, they say, now you can go to your wife to consummate the marriage. He says, hi, Abbas. He goes into the room, sees beautiful room, magnificently decorated. In the center, a beautiful, lavish a bed. On the bed, seated his wife. On the bed, seated his wife. But he could not see her because there was a we say ghungat, the veil in front of her. The signs of modesty we have when we have our functions. Nowadays, girls just start moving around, even if they're getting married. But in older time, they would have these veils in front out of respect and out of shame and haya. So now she's sitting over there. He still can't see her face. Now he's waiting from the time he's been told, okay, look, this is your lady, you need to get married to her. Now you're curious, Bana. Curiosity killed the cat. So this curious. He wants to know who's this girl, how beautiful she is. I've been graced. This is Noor la Noor. So now he locks the door. He goes slowly to the lady, little endearments in the beginning, salam, fulan, kalam. He goes and sits next to her. He says, if I have your permission, can I have a look at you? He says, you don't need to ask me permission. You're my husband. You're my shari husband. Do that. He says, I touched the veil to lift it. All of a sudden, somebody knocks at the door. 313 Bana. Da. Listen. Somebody knocks at the door. I turn and I say, who is it? He says, can you please open the door? So I open the door. I see somebody standing. He says, what is it? He says, I've come to announce you that your Imam has come and he wants you to come. He says, Imam has come. I've been waiting for the Imam, Bana. All the life I've been saying, Allahumma ajil waliyakal faraj. Allahumma ajil waliyakal faraj. Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajuhu sharif. He's come. He says, yes, he wants you. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I want to have a look, Bana. Savarti wait karo, I just want to have a look. He says, hi. He closes the door. Goes back again. As he touches the veil, again there's a knock. He says, now who? It says, me, the same person. He opens the door. Now what? I said I'm coming. He says, Imam wants you. He says, give me a minute. I just want to look. I just want to look. Closes the door. He comes back again. As he comes back again, this is Ayatullah Dastaghaib, not me. Says again he touches. As he's about to do, there's a knock again. It says, who is it? It's me. Now what? Come open the door, Baba, first. Get up from that bed. So he gets up from the bed, opens the door. Now what is it? He says, the Imam wants you now. He says, give me a minute, I'm coming. He says, okay. He says, as I was about to close the door, a thought came into my mind. Baba, 40 years of my life I spent calling for Imam. Ajjalallahu ta'ala farajuhu sharif. Allahumma ajjil waliyakal faraj. 40 years he did not come. Now at this point, for a minute I cannot be left alone. He's come and he's calling me. He says, this thought crossed into my mind and my eyes opened. He says, I got the message. The Imam was saying, he says, you want to be part of my global revolution, you have to give top priority to me, not to anybody else in this world. The 313 people will be such that even for the level of the time of lifting the veil from the newlywed wife, they will sacrifice when the Imam comes. It says, when the Imam comes, we leave everything, we rush to the Imam. If you are able to give us superiority over everything and every individual on this earth, you will become 313.